Hi everyone! Today we are diving deep into the world of wire brushes. We will not only talk what types of wire brushes we have, but we will also show the examples of use, when to use each type and what mistakes people make when using wire brushes. Let's start by looking at each type of wire brush that you might encounter. First up, we have straight wire brushes. These are great to get into tight corners and grooves, like so. Next, we have conical wire brushes. These are incredibly versatile. They are a combination of straight wire brushes and also cup brushes. They can be used on tight corners as well as on surfaces. Finally, we have cup brushes. These are ideal for surface finishing, offering excellent coverage and efficiency. Next, we'll talk about different materials that wire brushes are made from. Let's break down the options. First, we have steel wire brushes. The wires here are made strictly from steel, but they are also used just for steel applications. You cannot use this brush on stainless steel or any other surface. These are great for heavy-duty tasks, usually for surface cleaning, for rust cleaning and some weld cleaning. This brush should only be used on steel surfaces, because if you use it on stainless steel, for example, it can contaminate your surface and it can cause it to rust. Let's see how this wire brush removes the rust. Second option are brass-coated steel wire brushes. They resist rust a bit more. They are excellent for tasks requiring strength and some corrosion resistance. As you can see on this used brush, the middle of it is golden, but the wires at the end are gray, which means the brass was already rubbed off of the steel wire. Let's see how you can clean stainless steel weld with this wire brush. And the third option are stainless steel wire brushes. These brushes are designed for using with stainless steel because they don't contaminate surface. Stainless steel brushes are marked with the green labels so you can easily recognize them. Stainless steel brushes are also the highest quality, so they are the most expensive ones. Next one on the list is nylon wire brush. These are very unique because they have abrasive grains embedded inside plastic wires. These brushes are used for wood applications only. The last brush on the list is the brass wire brush. The wires here are made strictly from brass, which means they are very soft and they are required for delicate tasks. They are used for surface finishing and they don't contaminate the surface area, so you can use them on stainless steel, for example. Now let's move on to the next topic, where we discuss the theory of aggressiveness. First, let's talk about wire length. The length of the wire significantly impacts the aggressiveness of the brush. Generally, the longer the wire, the softer the brush and the less aggressive it is. This is because longer wires have more flexibility and therefore they are very soft when you're using the brush. In comparison, I will show you the second brush, which has much shorter wires and therefore is a bit more aggressive. As you can see, the wires here do not bend as easily, so this brush is more aggressive than this brush. Next, we have the type of wire construction. Here I have two brushes with different wires. This one has twisted wires and this one has single straight wires. Twisted wires are far more aggressive than single wires. The twisting process increases the strength and the rigidity of a wire, allowing it to exert more force on the surface when cleaning and polishing. If you need to tackle tough rust or old paint from the surface, twisted wire brushes are the way to go. However, be mindful of the surface that you are working on, as their aggressive nature can be harsh and sometimes it can damage the surface of the workpiece. Wire thickness is another crucial factor. Thicker wires are generally more aggressive. For example, each brush comes with a different wire thickness, which means that the same type of brush can have different types of aggressiveness. The brush with thicker wires will be more aggressive than the same brush with thinner wires. The thicker the wire, the more material it can remove in a given time. Thicker wires, like 0.8 mm, are perfect for heavy-duty tasks, while thinner wires are perfect for delicate tasks. Choosing the right thickness depends on the job at hand. Material combined with wire thickness also plays a crucial role. Stainless steel wires come in various thicknesses. For example, if you have 0.2 mm wire and that's too soft, and then you have 0.3 mm wire and that's too hard, in this case you can use a brass wire of 0.3 mm, and because brass is much softer than steel or stainless steel, this will be perfect for your job. Let's move on to the next topic of the video. In the next section, we'll have a look at the most common mistakes our customers make when using wire brushes. First mistake is using steel wire brush on stainless steel surface. The steel wire brush will contaminate your stainless steel surface and eventually it will rust. When you're working with stainless steel, use stainless steel wire brushes or brass wire brushes. Second mistake is not considering the wire length and aggressiveness. Some customers purchase wire brushes with longer wires thinking they can last longer, but that's a mistake. As we said previously, the longer wire brushes are also much less aggressive, and this might not be what you want for your specific task. The last mistake is ignoring the difference between twisted wire brush and brushes with straight wires. Choosing the correct wire brush of course depends on your project, but generally, if you require an aggressive brush, you should use a twisted wire brush. If you require delicate task, then perhaps a brush with straight wires is better option. Now let's summarize what we learned today to help you choose the right wire brush. First, you have to consider the drive. The same wire brushes come with a drive shaft, an M14 screw for angle grinder, or the hole to mount it on a stationary machine. Second thing to consider is what shape of wire brush you need. If you need a wire brush for flat surfaces, then cup wire brushes are the way to go. If you need a wire brush to handle the corners, then a straight brush is the way to go. And if you are not sure and need something in between, then you need a conical brush, which is a mixture of the both. You can use it in corners or on flat surfaces. Next thing to consider is the material you're working on. The easiest material to work on is steel. On steel you can use steel wire brushes, brass coated steel wire brushes, stainless steel brush, or even brass wire brush. However, if you're using stainless steel wire brush on steel, it's important that you never use it on stainless steel again, or aluminum, for example, because it will contaminate it. If you're working with stainless steel, the only option are stainless steel brushes or brass wire brushes. For working on aluminum, you can use stainless steel or brass wire brushes. And finally, if you're working with wood, you can use abrasive nylon wire brushes. The next thing to consider is the choice between single or twisted wire brush. As we said earlier, if you have delicate tasks, it's better to use single wire brush, like this one. But if you have heavy-duty task that needs a lot of cleaning, then perhaps twisted wire brush is better option. Another thing to keep in mind is the thickness of the wire. Again, as we said earlier, thickness of the wire also determines the aggressiveness. So twisted wire with thick wire as well that's a very aggressive brush. And that covers everything. But if you have any other questions, write us an email and our experts will help you. Thank you for joining us on this hands-on guide for wire brushes. If you find this video useful, please like, share and subscribe to this channel.